All right, so I was working on this really grungy animation here for a client and very noisy preview. But one of the things I wanted to add was this robotic looking eye. So I wanted, to add that grunge kind of look to it. I wanted some rust. So as you can see, if I can actually get it to work properly here, you can see I have this rust here all over the sort of robotic looking eye, and it's permeating around the edges, not sort of like how a noise texture works, how it maps over everything. It's actually only going in these crevices. So I wanted to show you guys how to do this. So I'm going to make something very similar to this so I can show you how it behaves. So we're just going to go ahead, delete this, and we're going to go ahead and I'll just get the UV sphere and sort of try to replicate that eye I made. So so I did that here. I'm just going to, try to give you the same exact parameters because we're using a node that's very specific to that type of procedure. All right, so we have this, and what I basically did was I inset the faces, an individual. Let's put it around here. Make sure it is on individual origins, extrude it out like that. And then I did it again, extruded it out. All right, so this is the basic design. So how did I make the rust that just permeates on the edges? It's a very simple node, but I'm gonna show you exactly what I did. So, all right, so what we're gonna do is get a new material, make it metallic, and we're gonna be messing with this base color right here. So COL, color ramp, just like this, plug that into the base color, and we'll pick the rust color. So we'll put it around here, make it that rust. We'll edit that a little bit later because right now they're mixing. We don't want that. And then we'll make this metal a little bit darker. So how do you do that? It's with the ambient occlusion node and a noise texture combined. So AMB, we'll get ambient occlusion and plug color here into the color ramp. And if you bring this over this way, you'll start to see it working only on the edges, but this doesn't look like rust at all. So what we got to do, get a noise texture, plug it over here. I'm gonna hit Control T to get a classic texture setup. We'll get a mix RGB to plug those there, and we'll put the factor into color 2. And so what we're gonna get here is a combination of these two, obviously. So let's go and bring the detail up, maybe bring the scale up a little bit so we can get some noise here. And then after that, we'll go here and start crunching in how we want, where we want the rust to actually take place. So right up in here, and then we'll get a noise texture to help accentuate that, because that's very important in OI. Can't type today. Oh my gosh. I meant to say a bump node. We need to get a bump node to accentuate that. So right here, noise texture, and we'll put the bump into the height. So we'll start to get some bump, and we'll get a color ramp to crunch in, because right now it's sort of bumping everything because of this over here, just like that. So we're just going to use this color ramp to tell it exactly what parts to actually apply it, which is to the roughness. So now you can see this color ramp is telling it not to bump everything, but just to bump that rust. So you can crunch that in and eyeball it as you're going. Let's bring this a little bit lighter, a little bit more orangey. There we go. Now we have rust. So what you can do is you can go in and play with where you want your rust to go as you play with the factor and you play with the color ramp over here. This part over here obviously works with the color like that. And then this over here tells it how much rust. So you can actually grow rust. If you want to do an animation like that as well, you can also do a growing rust animation. So that's how you get rust to be just on the edges and not the actual tops. And then you can go in now and actually add some more stuff, maybe some surface imperfections on the smooth parts to give it some more grunge look to it. So there you go, a little Patreon exclusive tutorial for you guys. Figured I'd throw that at you. Probably be helpful for a couple of your projects. I had a lot of fun. So yeah, thanks for watching.